Christmas week. Close that. Awesome. I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a body-mind expert, shiatsu massage therapist, and I help women who are surrounded by toxic people or have toxic people in their life, and I help them get their body and mind in order. Because if they're like most women, they have been in disordered, dysfunctional relationships most of their life, either with their family or a history of their family or at the workplace, or there's always been something. And in that something, for me, it was because I was so empathic. Because I was so empathic, it meant that I got overwhelmed by my emotions and other people's emotions all the time. So even though, someone else might be able to handle a difficult situation, it was very difficult for me because I could feel it, because it was in my body, because it would hijack me. We all have the ability to feel each other's emotions, just to different degrees. And if you're watching this, you're probably more empathic too. And the thing is we feel people's emotions more than other people in the world do. Now, this has actually been a really great trick for me, because I was always stressed out, because I was always overwhelmed. I didn't have a healthy sense of risk taking. And I became someone who loves taking reasonable, manageable risks. And I used to, go up to the edge of the emotional cliff and say, am I scared? Then I should do it. Now, as time has gone by, I've realized that that really is one of my favorite qualities. Not the jumping off of the cliff without looking, but the jumping off the cliff and flying. And how do you fly when you jump off a cliff, when you take a risk? Well, one of the first things I learned when I would take these crazy risks and jump off the cliff with my eyes closed and just hope it all works out is 99.9% of the time it works out. But when you do it in that way without looking, without feeling centered and grounded and prepared, what happens is there's a lot more emotional conflict, a lot more pain, a lot more suffering that comes with it that's unnecessary. I'm looking to help you switch from taking risks every day in your life with your eyes closed and jumping off the cliff and hoping it works out okay, and then having to pick up the pieces after you've kind of smashed along the cliff on the ground, to where you actually walk through all those stresses and all those hijackings that have kept you trapped in moving very slowly. Maybe you've been to therapy, maybe you've done energy work. What they've discovered is trauma science over the last 15 years says we can reverse this. You don't have to take the slow boat to China in order to get in order to feel centered, in order to feel grounded, in order to feel like risks are fun, adventurous parts of your life and not required for you to power through every day, because every day is a difficult challenge. The stuff that's holding you back is really just your past. But it's not just your past in your head. It's a physical wiring. It's chemicals in your body. It's triggers in your brain. It's all of these things that have kept you from getting outside your comfort zone because it's just been too scary. I help women take the scary away. Now, this is your time. Metaphysically, mystically, emotionally, look at where we're at. If you're going to make changes in your life, now is the time to make them. And they don't have to be terrifying. They can be the smallest little change. Maybe it's deciding that instead of overwhelming yourself again, you're going to go take a nap. Maybe it's you're learning how to take care of your needs, to pause, to go to the bathroom, to get your nervous system regulated when you're triggered before you just keep following the same pattern you've always followed. There are ways to do this, and you can do this, and we can do this together. This is the time. We want you to move forward. So you never know. But from my experience of taking risks that most people don't take, it's worth it. Life is worth it because, as I said, 9 times out of 10, it really does work out, especially if you can get yourself in a grounded, centered, level sort of place with just a little edge, a little frostiness of excitement. That's where we want you, where life is adventurous, but it's not overwhelming, where you don't feel like every day is an uphill battle, where you feel comfortable respecting yourself and respecting your time and respecting your boundaries. You feel comfortable being who you truly are, which is someone who is love and light. And we're here to help you get into alignment with who you really are. And this is the time, this is the season. Now is when everything in the universe is pulling in your direction. So I would love it if you would spend a little bit of time over the next few days, maybe even every day, doing one thing that challenges you just a little bit. And when you feel challenged, I want you to clear the energy from it. I want you to work past it. You know, the other day, I had to come up with people that I would want to start developing or deepening relationships with. And the name Oprah, of course, came up into my mind. And instead of spending, the 2 minutes I had to come up with a list of people that I kind of go, oh, well, I would never want to, they're way above me. I would never want to work with them. Instead of doing that, I spent my 2 minutes clearing out the energy, getting the electrical charge off, getting my old stress and the pattern of thinking and the trigger gone. I spent my 2 minutes doing that. And actually, I came up with the exact answers that I need. So if you feel like you're running in circles, then join us. I want you to be a part of this challenge that's coming up. I want you to take steps to support yourself, to love yourself. We're all coming together to do that. And we're going to make the most of this holiday time in the new year. Don't leave yourself last again. It's not about sacrifice. And even though everybody tells you the holidays are all about suffering and sacrifice and giving more, especially if you're Catholic. I mean, the whole Christmas thing is, there's a lot of death and life and sacrifice, and, it's very high drama. But I want you to start realizing when you love yourself, when you start being gentle with yourself, that's when things start working out. That's when your body starts healing. That's when you start standing up for yourself. And that's when your life starts to change. So make the most of this time, because you really never know. You can trust me on this. When you stick with things and when you learn about yourself and when you take the time to engage and connect with other people, things change. So I'm looking forward to seeing you on the challenge. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, because I'll do another live stream, and I'll do one on Christmas Day too, to get us through this crazy, cool, interesting time. So happy holidays. Have a wonderful day. I plan on it. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.